and oh my gosh, the clouds are parting and the sun is coming up. Woo! That was fun. I think the universe knows what my topic is, which is highly controversial. Part 1 was last episode. Go ahead and watch that. This topic is going to be part 2 of The Secret. I'm a fan. I am a fan. So last week focused on what is the secret, and this episode is going to focus on how do you do the secret practically. Like, what steps do you take? This is like step by step for you practical people like me who want to know, what do I do to have this all happen for me? Step 1 is ask. This is the most fun step, and I have some exercises that you can go through. These actually weren't in the book. Who knows where I got these ideas from? I read a lot and I watch a lot of things. So I can't take credit for all of these exercises. I heard them from other folks. But this part is so fun. Get really clear on what you want. What do you actually want? It can be as superficial as a house or a husband. That's not superficial. Husbands are great. You might want one of those. You might not want one of those. Maybe you want a wife. That could be fantastic, or just some sort of a life partner. Get so clear on what it is that you want. Funny enough, I struggled with this one. I am in general very happy and optimistic, and I never really had time to sit down and think about what it is I actually wanted. But when I did, it was really a fun experience, total joy and inspiration and excitement. It is a great activity. So here's how, if you're struggling, some people just know. My husband, he knows what he wants. He knows, and he makes sure that I know. So we all know what is on his list. People don't know what's on my list. I'm quite mysterious that way. I didn't know what was on my own list either. So if you're like me and you struggle a little bit, here's the exercise you can do. Write down your ideal day from start to finish. How do you want to wake up? Probably not to an alarm, right? I don't wake up to an alarm ever, but I do wake up naturally around 5 a.m. and I hang out in bed until 6 a.m. But whatever, it's great. I'm living my best life. So write down your morning, get really specific. Do you have coffee? Do you go and have some like pre-workout that you really enjoy? Write down your entire day, start to finish, your ideal day. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about anything practically. You could include, do you include your kids? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Luckily, I think my kids were naturally in there, but not a ton. I went through my ideal day and there was some kid, I think it was dinner, the kids come home for dinner and then we do bath time together because I actually enjoy bath time. So luckily my kids were written into my ideal day. But, we're not going to judge on this show what your ideal day is. That is for you. Okay, so that will help clarify what you want, your career-wise, where are you waking up, your house, the car, all the things. Think of all those things that you want in your ideal day. Step 2 is to believe. Pretend it's yours now. Pretend you have that beautiful house you have or that amazing job that you want. Dress like the person would in that job. Speak as the person would in that job. Do you want to be like a naturally thin person? How would a naturally thin person go about their day? Right? They would eat when they're hungry and they would stop when they're full. Do that now. Do that now. You don't need to wait. Pretend that it is yours now and act and feel like that person would. Big idea here is just you must believe and you will receive. Don't contradict what you've asked for with doubting thoughts. That's a waste of time. If you feel a thought come in, replace it with a positive, maybe the opposite of whatever you're thinking. And then don't worry or focus on the how. How doesn't matter. The universe has a better idea, or the spiritual, whoever you believe in, if it's God or your spiritual beliefs, that's kind of related to The Secret, which is why I do believe it's a little bit controversial for people. But don't worry about the how. Those above know better on how to get it for you and how to get it for you fast. Okay, we like speed, and it can happen quickly for you. Then visualize. This is called visual motor rehearsal. Athletes use this now to have their very best performance. What it is you will sit there, maybe you'll meditate, and you will just visualize the perfect performance, the perfect speech, whatever it is you need to do that you really care about. Visualize it in your mind. And then when you're there in the mind, you'll go there in the body. Like for an example, like a gymnast, if they sit there and they visualize their perfect routine in their mind, everything, and then they go and do it, they're actually doing it for the second time, the science has shown, which is really interesting because your mind is always up here. It's not physical. So you actually are doing it for the second time, and it's easier. Everything is easier the second time, except for a child. The second child is not easier than the first child, pretty much ever. So just keep that in mind. The third step is receive. Be open and ready to receive it. Feel it now, feel good, but you have to be open to when the opportunity comes to you, you have to be open to receive it. So when that dream boat partner that you've been dreaming up comes and speaks to you, be open. Say yes. Yes. Answer that phone. When the dream boat calls you, answer the phone and say yes. Yes. Be open to receiving the love that you deserve. Here are some practical tips. So those are the 3 steps. Very clear, very simple, easy and fun. The whole thing is fun and joyful, which tells me that we are on the right track because you want to follow your feelings. Follow the joy. If something is really discomfort and not joyful, you're going the wrong way. Go the other way. Practical tips. So shift your mind. Try journaling. I'm not a consistent journaler. However, when I really need to work through something, I get out the journal and it makes me feel so much better. A way to start if you really struggle with journaling, one practical tip that you can do is you can write down, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then just let it go. Being grateful actually gives you more to be grateful about. So focus on gratitude. Okay, they call it a secret shifter. This is actually in the book. I don't recall seeing this in the show. I watched the show 5 times, but I don't actually recall seeing this in the show. But it was do something. These are things that can change your feelings right away. For example, a song. If there is a song that you love, suddenly it puts you in such a great mood. Or it might remind you, a song can remind you of an awesome memory. Or even if you just get memories on your own, you might see a picture. I love it. Google is now, is it Google or Apple? Whoever. One of the thing companies is sending me this like memory picture every morning, and it makes me so happy. I just see this picture, and usually it's of one of my kids because I only take pictures of my kids. And it brings me right back to that moment, and it just makes me so happy. So pictures, memories, music, anything that will help kind of shift, it will shift your frequency. Okay, another practical tip that I love is create your day in advance. Think about how you want it to go, and you will create your life intentionally. So this is almost like that visualization. This is so fun. I do this every night. I think about, okay, tomorrow, let's pretend, tomorrow is Monday. What are the key how do I want my day to go? I'm going to have this amazing morning, which I've already gone over my morning big picture, what I do to have a wonderful morning. And then I'm going to have a really productive work day, and I'm going to be an awesome, loving mom is my goal. My standards are low, as they should be. My job is to love them and show up and teach them, obviously, how to be a wonderful human, but love them is my goal with my kids. So anyway, visualize your perfect day. So this is super interesting, this like practical thing. I have to think about this. I want to know what you think about this. It is impossible to simultaneously feel bad while having good thoughts. Is that true? I don't know. I don't know if that's true. But if so, that is powerful. And I think it might be true. I've really thought about this and I need to experiment with myself. It is, so one more time, it is impossible to simultaneously feel bad while having good thoughts. It might be one of these things. I don't know. I find that really interesting and it might be true. Another practical thing, the feeling of love is the highest frequency. The greater the love you feel, the greater the power you are harnessing. That's a good one. Love is such a great feeling, so that does feel quite empowering. And then the last one, take action when the nudge is there. We kind of already hit on this one, but just take that first step. Again, Dr. Martin Luther King, take that first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole entire staircase, but when the nudge is there, take it. Take it and move on with it, because that will be the action that is required to set this all in place. The amazing thing that every working mom needs, I believe, is a pretty journal. Just take the jump and buy the journal. A pretty one will be more motivating and inspiring for you. You can do that exercise. I did this exercise, the perfect day exercise of writing down. I did that with my husband. It was so fun. It was really fun for me. It was really fun for him. His whole day was golf, which, you know what? Maybe pro golf is in his future. I don't know. He's pretty good. But he does have a full-time corporate job that he's also good at. Who knows? Anyway, I hope this was helpful. What do you think? I'd love to hear your comments below and have a lovely day. Mwah.